Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. So before we get started today, I have a couple of announcements. There are a lot of big changes happening in my personal life currently. And so because of that, I am more than likely going to be shutting down my personal reading shop for quite some time, perhaps permanently. I will revisit that at a later date. However, if you are hoping to have a personal reading done, I would suggest checking my shop out now because I will be closing it here fairly soon. This reading is a reading looking into how your person is thinking that you are feeling. There's going to be an extension to this reading, so if this reading resonates, please feel free to join the channel membership. But I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi Pile 1, if you chose this star, then this is going to be your reading on how your person thinks that you are feeling. And we are going to be looking into how they think you see them, how they think you feel about them, and then we will pull tarot to see how these assumptions are making them feel. We'll also get affirmations at the end. There is going to be an extension of this reading today, so if this resonates with you, you can join the channel membership and have access to all of the extended readings that I've created thus far. And in that, we are going to be looking into what their intentions are, as well as where this connection is headed. So, to get started, Pile 1, when it comes to how your person is thinking that you are seeing them currently, we have the Samaritan. The light attribute is refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. And the shadow attribute is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. We also have Lion, with the keyword being rest, Tree Frog, Peacock, Longhorn, and Fool. The light attributes are fearlessly revealing emotions, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy, and the shadow attributes are using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. So keep in mind that this is from their perspective, so this might not actually be how you are viewing them, but it should resonate to a certain degree. So if it's not resonating at all, this probably isn't your pile. But from what I'm picking up on, it feels like your person seems to think that you are seeing them as somebody who is perhaps somewhat apathetic, or somebody who is shut off to things that overwhelm them, somebody who perhaps is even shut off to their own feelings and the consequences of being shut off to them. It just seems like perhaps in the past this person has not been there for you, or when they get overwhelmed, they shut down, they refuse to engage. They seem to be somebody who thinks that you are viewing them as someone who is perhaps impatient or unable to let go, resentful, or it just feels like this person thinks that you're seeing them as somebody who has the potential to be sincere and gentle and open, and yet they've chosen not to be. This person feels very cut off, very like shut off, closed off to connecting with others. And I think that they feel as though you either do now or you either do now or in the past you saw something very special in them. You saw very beautiful aspects of this person. I think that for a lot of you, this person feels as though the rose-colored glasses of who this person could be have kind of been removed. I think this person thinks you are seeing them as somebody who is somewhat selfish, or who is unavailable to assisting in the needs of others, and even making space for other people's emotions. So if that resonates to some degree, let's go ahead and look into how this person thinks that you are feeling. So to start, we have sulfur, we have faith, we have solitude, number 17, make-believe, number 21, the seeker. The affirmation is, I seek new friends and experiences to expand my awareness. And we have the self. So pile 1, it feels like for the majority of you, this connection has fizzled out, or you're currently in the process of pulling away from this person. You're in the process of cutting ties, energetic ties with this person. I would say your person feels like you have had a perspective shift of some kind. I think for a lot of you, this perspective shift might be in terms of perhaps in the past you were mourning this connection, you were really in your feels about it, and it's like a light switch flipped, and suddenly you see this connection differently than you did before. I think that if that's the case, this person is feeling as though you no longer fear the unknown, or you no longer fear what's to come for this connection or where this connection is headed. It seems like you have really retreated into yourself, within yourself, and are really focusing on you. I get the feeling that this person feels as though you are no longer giving energy to this connection, not because you're hoping to get some sort of reaction from them, but rather because you simply don't want to anymore. It feels like this person is under the impression that you're moving on to bigger and better things, or that's what you feel like you're doing, is moving on to bigger and better things. It feels like the attachment to this person or to this connection is disappearing. And not only that, but I think this person is recognizing that you're seeing both sides of what has happened here. Like with sulfur here, this is indicative of allowing pressure to be released, things kind of disappearing, and having an attitude of understanding that two things can be true at once. I feel like this person feels as though you have gained clarity, you've gained a nugget of wisdom or a really special gift from this connection that perhaps they thought wouldn't come. Like I think that for a lot of you, this person felt as though you were going to be in mourning, or you were going to be in a state of sadness, and that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing somebody who has turned lemons into lemonade, or has really just stepped into their power and is creating a life for themselves without this person. And I think it's better than you could have imagined for a lot of you. It's like you recognize that this connection was holding you back, or there was no longer any room for improvement or expansion within yourself. And the longer you stayed in this connection, or the longer you put your energy or your emotions into this connection when it wasn't going anywhere, the longer it was going to take for you to reach your fullest potential. It feels like they feel like you're stable and comfortable with where things are at, comfortable with where you're at in life. So if that resonates still, let's go ahead and look into how this is making your person feel, these assumptions that they've made. How does this make pile one's person feel? How are they feeling about the assumptions they've made? So we have the Seven of Wands. How does this make them feel, Spirit? We have the Empress, the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Devil, the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Please clarify let's see. We have the Queen of Swords. Please clarify the Empress, Spirit. Why is the Empress here? We have the Two of Wands. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? We have Judgment and the Hermit. And why is the Devil here? Please clarify the Devil. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. Okay, so how does this make this person feel? These assumptions that they've made. Part of me feels like this person feels as though everything that's happening right now in terms of you moving on, you moving away from this, or being indifferent toward this connection now is their own doing. It seems like they're having an aha moment where they're realizing that the loneliness or the solitude that they are feeling has to do with, perhaps for a lot of you, them having kind of strung you along rather than making a decision or putting the work in. Another message that's coming through with Judgment and the Hermit and the Seven of Pentacles is that they are unsure of whether or not this solitary energy that you are in is ever going to kind of go through a rebirth where there might be a reunion. I think this person feels as though they're in limbo right now. They're unsure of what is to come. There's a desire here to kind of bridge this gap, but there's also a recognition that perhaps patience is needed, but they also don't know if it just feels like they're confused on what the right thing to do is in order to get what it is that they want, which is at least a discussion. With Judgment here, I feel like it's more than a discussion, especially with the Hermit here. It's like there's a revelation of insights or introspection that they have gained during this period that they wish to share with you. This person doesn't want this to come to a close. The Ten of Cups is, tens are about completion, but the Ten of Cups in particular is about happy endings and being together with the ones that you love and emotional fulfillment. And the Nine of Wands is about not giving up. And it feels like this person is feeling as though if they were to stop putting energy into this connection, and when I'm saying energy, I don't mean effort, because I don't necessarily know if this person is actually putting in effort, but energetically speaking, this person is thinking a lot about this and kind of harboring or focusing, honing in on their emotions when it comes to this connection. And it's tying them energetically to you still. And I get the feeling that they feel as though if they were to stop this, that would be the end. Like the only option they have in order to remain connected to you is to keep that tie, in the hopes that it may progress to something more in the future. But I think that this person feels very much so either cut off, or I would say separated from your heart space, like cut off from your heart space. And it's making them feel defensive or anxious, in the sense of they need to do something, but they don't know what to do. They're at like a crossroads between like allowing things to kind of unfold naturally, allowing things to grow and bloom in their own time, and recognizing that this might be the downfall of this connection if they try to allow things to unfold naturally, because if things unfolded naturally, it probably would go in the direction of this connection ending entirely. I feel like this person has not recognized how much this connection has grounded them, or made them feel secure in some sort of way, or made them feel cared for, nurtured in some sort of way. And it seems like they're waking up to this, and there's a very strong attachment to this, that perhaps they didn't recognize in the past. I feel like with the Four of Wands being the bottom of the deck energy, there is a level of happiness for you. But to me, this is indicative of wanting to return to something that feels familiar, at the same time. Yeah, there's definitely a level of impatience here. We have two cards indicating like fertility. Like we have this Seven of Pentacles with this pregnant woman, and then we have the Empress, which is all about fertility and giving birth. And it feels like there's resistance to the natural process of things. There's impatience when it comes to waiting and seeing what will happen. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile one. Let's go ahead and get you guys a couple of affirmations before we close this reading out. What affirmations are there for pile one when it comes to their connection? Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. What affirmations are there for pile one when it comes to their connection with this person? Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I am not afraid to shine. I am committed to bringing forth my greatness. I will no longer play small. I feel like, obviously take these as they resonate for you. One thing that's kind of coming through is that it's important to recognize that your shining or your expansion, your growth, the evolution that you're going through right now is not harmful in and of itself to others. Like you're allowed to expand, you're allowed to move on from things, and you can do so in a way that is compassionate and gentle to others. So if there has been doubt within you when it comes to whether or not you're doing what's best for yourself or what's best for others, this is kind of confirmation that the expansion that you're experiencing currently is exactly where you're meant to be, and it's something that's meant to be celebrated, not meant to kind of be hidden or worried about or ashamed of. So take them how they resonate. Some of these affirmations might not be for you, but that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching, and if I don't see you in the extension of this reading, I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi pile 2, if you chose this star, then this is going to be your reading on how your person is thinking that you are feeling. And the oracles here are going to look into how they think you see them, how they think you're feeling, and we'll also pull tarot to see how it is that this assumption that they've made is making them feel. We'll get affirmations at the end. There is an extension to this reading today, and in that extension we're going to be looking into what your person's intentions are toward you and the connection, as well as where your connection is headed. So if this resonates and you're interested in watching that extension, you can join the channel membership. If you're on your computer, there should be a join button, kind of where the subscribe button is below this video. But I also have a link in my description box as well as in the comment section for that. So pile 2, when it comes to how your person is thinking that you're currently seeing them, we have the priest. The light attribute is facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. And the shadow attributes are violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. We have the octopus, the snow leopard with the keyword being astute. We have the bee, and we have the warrior. The light attributes are strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. And the shadow attributes are trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Okay, so how does this person think that you are seeing them, pile 2? I feel like this person is under the impression that you are seeing them as somebody who has the potential to show you a different path or a different ideology, a different way of life, different way of thinking, something like that. Or this person feels as though you see them as somebody who has their best interests at heart, but also at the same time, I'm kind of getting the feeling that your person feels as though perhaps at times you see them as somebody who crosses your boundaries. Like, this could be because this person is so passionate about their opinions or so passionate about this connection that at times they either unknowingly or willingly cross your boundaries in one way or another. And I think that they're recognizing, or they're at least under the impression that you are kind of seeing them as somebody who perhaps has other people's best interest at heart, but is unable to accept criticism or accept any of the same energy that they put out. It feels like there's like a self-defense mechanism here, or like this person wants to be very close with you and know all about you, but is unwilling to kind of open themselves up in the same way or in the same regard. But I think that this person feels as though you see them in a very positive light for the most part. Somebody who is a leader, somebody who is strong in an emotional capacity, or perhaps even in a physical capacity, and somebody who is capable of taking on challenges or taking on life's challenges in a way that is adaptable. Like there's the ability to practice acceptance to life's changes rather than resistance. Like there's a go with the flow energy, But there's just something somewhat invasive about this energy. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it feels like intrusive or invasive. Like perhaps this person has some trust issues and is invading your privacy. I don't know, it feels a little bit out of balance. Like the expectations that are placed on you or on others by this person are not equal in the sense of the expectations this person is willing to uphold for themselves based on what others are putting on them. It kind of feels like maybe this person is unsure of how you see them. There's a little bit of confusion here. Keep in mind that this is all from their perspective, so if this doesn't resonate, but it doesn't resonate for you as your truth, it's because this is from their perspective. But if this doesn't resonate at all, like there's no way this person could be feeling this way, then this probably isn't your pile. But if that has resonated for you thus far, let's go ahead and look into how this person is thinking that you're feeling. And for that, we have 10. We also have number 56, body. We have number 18, the warrior. The affirmation is, I can handle whatever life brings to me. We have adventures, the storm, and quest. Okay, so how does your person think that you are currently feeling? I get the feeling that your person is under the impression that you have an itch or a desire to expand or learn or grow or do something completely different than what you've always done. It feels like your person thinks that you are wanting to take on something new. But at the same time, with 10 here, as well as with the storm, there's definitely a feeling of overwhelm. This person is under the impression that you're feeling overwhelmed, or like you're feeling burdened, or like you've taken on too much. And there's a little bit of chaotic energy here from that. It could be for some of you that this person is feeling as though you are wanting to move away from this connection, allow this connection to come to a close. But for others, it could very well be that this person is under the impression that you want to increase what this connection is offering. Like move things along in this connection, move forward, take the next step. But it does feel as though at the current moment, your person feels as though you're searching for something, you're unsatisfied, or something is going unmet for you. There is also a feeling of like self-protection here with the body. So there could be, with the warrior and the body here, a feeling of not necessarily wanting to open up about something. Like this person may be feeling as though you are keeping something from them. Perhaps the fact that you are not satisfied with certain aspects of this connection. I think that they feel as though you are looking for something more, or you're wanting to add something to your plate even though there's already so much on it. But it's something that you can't necessarily silence. Like the calling is very loud. I don't think this person feels as though you're confused about what it is that you want. But it's something that you don't necessarily have yet. And perhaps you don't even necessarily know how to get there without letting something else go, or without making room for it. So maybe for some of you, you could be interested in polyamory or an open relationship. For others, this could be more indicative of like wanting to follow your dreams in terms of travel or in terms of your career, things outside of this connection where perhaps this connection is holding you back. It could also be, for a lot of you with this body card here, that this person feels as though you are perhaps not being authentic in terms of the physical intimacy that the two of you share and what it is that you are desiring, or what it is that you're not desiring that you may not necessarily be expressing. I know that sounds strange, but it's something that's kind of coming through. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and move these cards out of the way, shuffle some tarot, and look into how this person is feeling about all of this. One more shuffle in. Okay, how is pile two's person feeling? How does this pile two's person feel? Okay, so we have the Hierophant, the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Swords. Okay, the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. We also have the Page of Cups. Why is the Hierophant here, Spirit? We have the Four of Wands. Why is the Ten of Cups here, Spirit? Okay. I'm going to take the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Those are the two that came out first. Why is the Eight of Swords here, Spirit? We have the Knight of Cups. And why is the Knight of Swords here? Please clarify the Knight of Swords. We have the Queen of Wands. And on the back of the deck, we have the Devil. Interesting. So one thing that I was kind of picking up on energetically in the first portion of this reading was this feeling of like this person feeling morally superior for some of you. I don't think that's a message that's going to resonate for most of you, but it was a message that was coming through. And then as soon as the Hierophant came out, I felt that message again. So that is something that's coming through. But I would say that this person is feeling somewhat insecure about what it is that they can offer you emotionally, or unable to offer you something emotionally. Incapable, unable, stuck in some sort of way. But they feel these insecurities. This is an insecurity that they feel. But then when it comes to what they desire, with the Hierophant and the Four of Wands here, I would say, like, if it resonated for you that you're wanting to move this connection along, you're wanting to expand this connection, it feels like this person is wanting to do that, is wanting the Hierophant and the Four of Wands can be symbolic of marriage, of being proposed to, of weddings, of commitment. So there's definitely this element here of them wanting to take things to the next level, if that's something that resonates for you. Another thing that's kind of coming through with this Hierophant and the Four of Wands is the understanding that perhaps they need to unlearn certain things that they are very much so obstinate or stubborn on when it comes to their ideas or their opinions or their desires, in order to allow for there to be some harmony. It feels like they understand that they may need to give way a little bit or be a little bit more flexible. I also feel like with the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Wands, there is a message here for some of you. Like if you're wanting to move or travel or even have a conversation that might be somewhat difficult, It feels like this person is on the same page as you. Like, I kind of get the feeling that, like, if you were to say, I need to move, or I really want to move to, you know, the middle of nowhere, this person would be like, well, I'm not ready to give up on you or this connection. I see this being something long-term. I will follow you where you go. It feels like this person, even if there is an itch to walk away from this connection or change it in some sort of way, this person is willing to follow you or to expand this as well. I don't think that there's any doubt in this person's mind how they feel about you. There's a great deal of care here, but at the same time with this Devil card, I don't know if it's like codependency. It doesn't necessarily feel like that, but it does feel shadowy. Like this person is looking into a mirror and is realizing that there are certain aspects of themselves that they really need to either acknowledge or show compassion to or work on in some sort of way. I want to clarify the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Why is the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands here? Please clarify these two cards, the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Please clarify Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands. We have the card Growth. It seems like this person feels wide open and I would say open to what it is that you want and open to helping you achieve that, going after that with you, following you. Oh my God, girl. I don't want her little bottom to catch on fire. She burned herself. I can smell the burnt fur. Yuck. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. This person cares for you and I think is kind of becoming aware of perhaps their own shortcomings. And it's making them somewhat insecure, but there's an openness here to change. Either to change themselves or to allow this connection to change or evolve, or both. Let's go ahead and get you some affirmations before we close this portion of the reading out. Okay, hey Lily, you gots to go, mama. She likes to get right in my face or right in my space, and then if I'm not paying attention to her, start biting me, like nibbling on me. And I know they're little love bites, but man, they hurt sometimes. But anyway, sorry about that, pile 2. Let's go ahead and what affirmation is there for pile 2? Okay, we have I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. So again, we have this message coming through of perhaps you not necessarily being open and honest about what it is that you're wanting or not wanting. And this is kind of a card of encouragement for those of you that resonated with, that honesty is in alignment with what it is that you deserve. What affirmation is there for pile 2 when it comes to this connection? When I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. So again, there's this message of using your voice in some way, shape, or form. But this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. If I don't see you in the extension of this reading, I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye, Pile 2. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this star, then this is going to be your reading on how your person thinks that you are feeling. And the oracles that I have pulled are going to look into how your person thinks that you're currently viewing them, as well as how they think you're currently feeling. And then we will pull tarot to look into how these assumptions that they've made are making them feel. There is going to be an extension to this reading today, so if that's something that you're interested in, if this resonates, you can watch the extension by joining the channel membership. There should be a button if you're on a computer by the subscribe button underneath this video. I will also have a link to join the channel subscription or the channel membership in the comment section, as well as in the description box of this video. So, and for the extension, we're going to be looking into what your person's intentions are toward you, toward the connection, as well as where your connection is headed based on current energies. So, to get started, Pile 3, we have the networker. The light attributes are enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And the shadow attributes are conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. We have gazelle, ladybug with the keyword being fortunate. We have cougar, and we have God. The light attributes are benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. And the shadow attributes are despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. So these cards here are representative of how your person is thinking that you are viewing them. And it feels like they are under the impression that you're viewing them in a very positive light. I get the feeling that they feel as though you see them as somebody who is very patient, calm, still almost, knows what it is that they want and is not in a hurry to achieve specific results, is capable of enjoying the journey or being present on the journey. I do feel as though they might feel like you see them as somebody who has things come very easily to them, like perhaps they don't necessarily have to work as hard for things as other people, but this also could be indicative of them feeling as though you see that they recognize certain privileges that perhaps they've been afforded. There's an element of luck here. There's also an element of like enchantment or bewitching, like perhaps this person is very attractive or has a certain charm about them that they feel as though you are seeing within them. It feels like this person thinks that you see them as somebody who's very sensitive, delicate or light-footed. I know that sounds weird, but there's an elegance or there's just a way that this person carries themselves. This could be physically or this could be socially when it comes to interacting with people in a way that's very, there's just like a charm or a charisma. But it doesn't seem to be manipulative in any way. It seems to be something that this person feels as though you see as very genuine within them. I think they feel as though you see their kindness or you see the good that's in them. You see light within them. It feels like this person is somebody who's extroverted or somebody who values connecting with others, as well as showing others kindness and compassion, perhaps in times of need. But overall, it feels like this person feels as though you know this person to be a safe person, regardless of like your history. Like obviously in connections and relationships, mistakes are made. And I don't feel as though this is indicative of this person feeling as though you see them as perfect, but they do tend to lean on the side of you seeing them in a positive light rather than in a negative one. And keep in mind that this is from their perspective, so this may not actually be how you're viewing them. So if it doesn't resonate in that way, that's okay. However, if this doesn't resonate at all, if this doesn't sound like how your person might be viewing how you're viewing them, this probably isn't your pile. But if that has resonated thus far, let's go ahead and look into how they think you're feeling. So for that, we have wise salt, flow, number 28, the past. The affirmation is, I shine awareness and compassion on my past. We have expansion, gateway, number 25, gifts to the portal, and we have the one. Okay, so another thing that I noticed that I didn't say just a minute ago, it was when I started flipping these cards over. I was looking at the image of the networker, and I see this person holding on to these letters. There are these letters that are stamped and have addresses written on them, and so I feel like this person may be feeling as though you see them as somebody, if this is a no contact situation, you see them as somebody who is wanting to communicate. And I definitely am getting the feeling that it could go several different ways for this pile in particular. I feel like this could be a connection that is in union as we speak. This could also be a connection that has just recently been rekindled. It could be a connection that has a very strong, deep, interconnected past. But one thing is for certain, it feels like your person feels as though you are reflecting and learning from the past that this connection has had in some way, shape, or form. It feels like your person feels as though you are either wanting to rekindle this, or you are seeing the value that the past that the two of you share holds for the present moment. I think this person feels as though you feel like big changes are on the horizon for the two of you. Positive changes, like luck is on your side. We have the word gateway, and then we also have the word portal. It feels like doors are opening up or walls are being torn down in order to progress forward. I sense that your person feels as though you feel very hopeful for the future. Like there's reflection of the past, but it comes with the future in mind. I feel like they feel like you're growing, or you feel like you're growing. They feel like you want this connection to expand, but I also sense that they feel as though you have a lot of trust in where this connection is headed, or a lot of trust in what's to come and the gifts that this connection could potentially bring to you. There is love here. This person does feel as though you care deeply for them. You feel very connected to them. There's a level of comfort here that this person feels as though you feel. And this could be because they think that you feel as though the two of you are soulmates, who've spent many different lives together. But I think for a lot of you, if this is a no contact situation, this comes from the two of you having shared a past, and also having an opportunity to rekindle things. Either way, there's an element of familiarity and safety here that this person feels very confidently that you are feeling when it comes to them as well as this connection. So if that has resonated for you, let's go ahead and get tarot and see how this is making them feel. How do they feel? Okay, how does this make pile 3's person feel? Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles, Judgment, the Queen of Pentacles. How does this make pile 3's person feel? How is pile 3's person feeling? Okay, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, and then we have the Tower and Justice. Why is the King of Pentacles here, Spirit? We have the Six of Wands. Why is Judgment here? We have the Four of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here, Spirit? Please clarify the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Star. And why is the Page of Swords here? We have the Three of Swords, and then on the back of the deck we have the Two of Cups. Okay, and very quickly I want to clarify Judgment and the Four of Pentacles. Why is Judgment and the Four of Pentacles here? Okay, we have Success. And why is the Page of Swords and the Three of Swords here? Surrender. Okay. So how is your person feeling, pile 3? With the Tower and Justice here, I do feel as though what this is indicative of is a fresh start of some kind. I feel like this person feels as though there's an opportunity to bring things into alignment or into balance. There's an opportunity to make repairs or make amends if the two of you have had a falling out of some kind, or if the two of you have been struggling in some part of your relationship. It feels like this person really would like to bring things back into a stable place. I get the feeling that this person feels confident in thinking that the deep feelings that they feel for you are reciprocated. It feels like they are recognizing or acknowledging here in this reading that the two of you are very compatible. The two of you are very much so meant to be together. I do sense that this person has elements of pride and ego that they're currently working through, and if it resonated for you that this person is feeling as though you have gained a lot from the past, you've discovered wisdom from the past or from past mistakes, I get the feeling that this person feels prideful and is a little bit resistant to also acknowledging their own shortcomings. There's a great desire here for success. We have the Six of Wands, and then we have the Success card here. And it feels to me like this person is struggling slightly when it comes to humbling themselves in some way, shape, or form. Like there's recognition here that things need to come back into a balance. There needs to be like an equality, if that makes sense, with this Justice card here in Tower. But then at the same time, it's very difficult for this person to humble themselves. I know that sounds strange, and I don't necessarily think that that is a message for all of you, but it's a pretty clear message that's coming through. I think also this person may be feeling a little bit hesitant about, may not be feeling as confident as they think you're feeling about the future, not because the feelings aren't there or not because they don't desire something long-lasting or desire a future with you. There's a great deal of love and a great deal of desire here, and this is a soulmate card. So we have further confirmation of feeling as though the two of you are soulmates. It's not necessarily that. It just feels as though they don't necessarily have the same level of trust as you might have, or maybe they're not feeling as optimistic. This person seems to be taking a more pessimistic approach, and I see it with the Page of Swords and the Three of Swords as well. There's like this desire to look to the future, to be excited for the future. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing here to be excited about when it comes to this connection, based on how this person is feeling and how they think that you're feeling. But at the same time, there's recognition here that these big feelings, this curiosity and excitement that comes with love, also brings about the possibility for heartbreak. And the only way to get past that is either to shut down and almost break your own heart in the process of doing that in order to protect yourself, or surrender to the process and allow things to unfold as they come, and allow yourself to experience this love to the fullest. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. If this has resonated, we'll get into the extension in just a minute, but first we're going to get some affirmations, see what comes through. Girl, what affirmations are there for pile 3 when it comes to their connection with pile 3's person? What affirmations do they need to hear? So we have, taking care of myself is a radical act of love. When I lead from a place of love, people respect me. And the more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world I choose to shine. There's a lot here indicating a need to focus on self. There's also a very strong message here of love, of following your heart. Obviously take these as they resonate for you. Those are just some of the messages that are coming through that I'm seeing. But thank you so much, pile 3. If I don't see you in the extended reading, I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye.